to your right, how your knee is, and they've given a general timeline. When do you think you might be able to really get up and feel 100%?
My knee is great so far. Really just taking it day by day. The time and the date is unknown, but I can do individual workouts at training camp and stuff like that. So just getting myself ready.
Hey, James. Jason Dumas, Crown 4 Sports. What has your rehab consisted of, and has there been any, on-court exercises that you've been able to do while you're also rehabbing? I know the skill development probably hasn't been as far along as you want it because you're rehabbing a knee, but have you been able to get on the court and do some skill stuff?
Yes, sir. I've been doing a lot of shooting and just watching a lot of film, but also just doing footwork and stuff like that to just keep my lateral movements sharp and just doing a lot of lateral movements and really just doing a lot of the intangibles that I can do so that I can get back 100%. So just taking it day by day.
Can you run fully yet, or are you still not able?
I'm basically like 56%, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, and then
getting there.
Is full jumping's kind of like the final thing?
Really, it's just a consistent basis. It's just day to day.
Okay.
So basically, just like how I feel.
I want to ask you about assistant coach they hired, Dion. I know he's been working with you a bunch. What have you thought about that relationship so far and his coaching style?
He's great. Everybody's great on the staff. I love everybody on the staff, but really right now he's just teaching me just like the basic fundamentals of the game, details of the game, and just telling me like things that I need to work on, and we're just working on them in the gym, and we're just working every day. So, yeah.
James, is there something that you learned from last year, or maybe a couple of things you learned from last year that you say, okay, I'm going to be different at this or that this next year?
Basically just reading the patterns on defense, making sure that I call out the patterns on defense earlier, and really just staying out of foul trouble. So just defending without fouling and just using my verticality more because I can be a threat at the rim if I use that correctly. So I'm just pounding it every day. So just watching film and just doing stuff like that so I can improve.
James, could you kind of take us through kind of your initial reaction when you found out about the injury and that you'd have to miss the rest of the season, and how did you move past that initial disappointment?
It was a crazy moment, that game. I was down in tears, and I wasn't really I was like kind of out of it because I wanted to be out there playing. But I mean, it's life, and that's a part of the game. And sometimes you get thrown a lot of curveballs, but you just got to keep going with the flow and just keep moving forward. So,
James, what's it like to have two guys now on the team younger than you? Do you feel like you're a veteran? Does it make you feel older? Does it make you feel younger to be with them? And what's it be like to have kind of this young group now?
I'm not a veteran yet. I still got to earn my stripes. So really, this is my second year, and I just turned 20. So I'm still learning as well. But I can give them a lot of information from what I had to go through last year. So I just give them a lot of advice and stuff, and just keep giving them a lot of encouragement. So.
Hey, James, what have you added from a strength standpoint that's different than when you arrived in terms of strength and weight?
Just my upper and lower body. I put on a lot of muscle mass this past summer since I couldn't do any basketball stuff yet. So I was just in the weight room every day and just watching a lot of film and just keeping my mental sharp in terms of outside of basketball, meditating and doing stuff to ease my mind. So.
And also, have you been able to bond with Clay more because you guys are in this
Yes, sir,
situation?
Yeah, yes, sir. I've been
in what way?
Clay. Yes, sir. I've been bonding with Clay a lot. We just been going through a lot of games, especially when the playoffs was on. So we was watching it together, and he was just telling me stuff that I can do to be a better center in terms of my role. So yeah, we've been talking a lot.
I was wondering how much did you focus on shooting since you couldn't do much lower body? Did you get a lot of shots up?
Yes, sir. Just focused on my technique in terms of my form shooting, and I've been working on that every day for the past 3 or 4 months. So it's came a long way.
As a rapper from Memphis, I wanted to know, when did you see Hustle and Flow for the first time?
I watched Hustle and Flow when I was real young, but I can't remember how old I was. But I was young, though.
Like 8?
No, not 8.
Oh, okay.
No, not 8. Definitely not 8. Definitely not 8.
Speaking of Clay, you've been on the boat with Clay. I saw video evidence of that. What is that trip like? What's it like hanging with Clay on that boat?
It was fun. He teach me the ways on how it be so one day if I get my boat, I'll learn how to drive it. So he taught me a lot of stuff like that. We was talking, we was vibing, having a great time, and yeah, I actually enjoyed myself. So, and I was also his deckhand, so I was doing I was doing all that stuff, man. It was crazy. Oh yeah, for sure.
Jonathan Kuminga just recently commented on a Clay post about driving the Lincoln Continental, and Clay said, "Nah, Rook, you crazy." Now, what do you know about Jonathan Kuminga driving, and has Clay let you drive the Lincoln Continental drop top?
I mean, that drop top was nice. I actually seen it, but I actually didn't see the post like that because I don't be on social media a lot. But other than that, it was cool. I'll say that.
What's that aspect of this team like? Last year you were kind of like the young guy, obviously the rookie.
Yeah.
Now you have two rookies under you. Obviously Jordan Poole's kind of part of the younger core. Do you like that you guys kind of have this emerging younger core?
Yes, sir. Anthony, it's better this year because last year we was in the pandemic. It was weird. We didn't have no fans, and I got thrown right into the fire. So this year is going to be way better because I learned a lot. And then having a young core is going to be way better, too, in terms of our development. So I can't wait for that.
James Ryan, Covey 95.7. You had an up and down rookie year, but what are you most proud of? Because you had some really nice moments last year.
I'm proud of just still going, like not giving up. And I'm proud of that because I learned a lot of stuff from last year, even though the injury sucks but it happens. But, I mean, none of that gets me down because I'm strong. So, I mean, I can withstand anything. So, yep.
Hi, James. Janie McCauley from AP. Along those lines was kind of my question, but what did you learn from last season, and the nights and the days that you were really hard, and then the triumphs? I mean, what can you take and say? Okay, I got through this. This didn't go right. This didn't go well.
Janie, nobody's perfect. No human on this earth is perfect. So. Really, I just go day by day, just want to work hard. I have a courageous mind, so I ask a lot of questions. And that's going to, help out a lot because, without adversity, you can't grow anyway. So I just took that, ran with it, made it out of positive, and, I'm going to be way better this year, so, because I learned a lot of stuff from last year, so, yeah.
You said courageous mind. Tell us what that means and how you developed that and when in your life.
Just having the courage in my heart in terms of having a courageous mind is just asking questions, wanting to get better, wanting to learn. And that's one of my attributes is I want to get better and I want to be the best I can be as a player. So I just ask as much questions as possible in practice and games and as much as I can. So, yeah.
Joe Shasky, 95.7 The Game. Watching DeAndre Ayton, you said you were sitting down watching the finals with Klay Thompson. Was there something that you saw from Ayton's development last year that maybe you can draw inspiration from?
Really just simplifying his game. I say simplify his game in terms of the usage rate and really just him just being able to read the floor and just being able to call out patterns early. So I say in terms of that, just simplifying my game and just playing my role, keeping it simple, not putting too much pressure on myself and just going out there and just doing what I do best. So.
James, Chris Alvarez over here from ABC7. What's your excitement level like to have a full season with fans, like a real NBA season this year?
I'm very excited because I could be able to see the true Dub Nation, and I just can't wait to go out there and just play hard and just play for the fans and for the team. So, I can't wait.
When you say usage rate, does that mean don't have to shoot the ball every time or don't have to try to make a play every time?
Yeah, basically just not forcing anything, just going with the flow of the game, going within the flow of the system. And just staying confident within myself and just playing my role and just simplifying, just keeping it simple for myself. So,
James, Steve said that he had a conversation with you about social media, and you said you're not on social media very often. Were you on it before, and what kind of stuff did you hear that maybe wanted you to push away? Because obviously a lot of people are seeing stuff on social media that's negative, and it's affecting some people's mental health. I'm just curious what you got from it when you were on it more often.
I use it as fuel, but I also negativity sells in today's society, so I just don't just associate myself with that. So I just look at a lot of motivational and inspirational videos that I can look at to just keep myself uplifted, so I can just go out there and just play my best. So, yeah.
Hey James, Bill Huang from Tencent China. So you're saying you've been improving your techniques and shootings and muscles weighting. So how's your practice on Chinese? So there are a lot of fans in China that actually is asking about this.
I mean, I kind of haven't been able to learn like more stuff that much because I've been doing rehab and stuff like that. But I mean, I've been trying to stay on top of it. So I mean, I'm getting better. Definitely.
James, how do you work on that two-man game with Steph Curry now that you haven't had an offseason to obviously play a whole lot? Seeing what Kevon and Draymond do with Steph, are you eager to get back out on the court and try to get that chemistry going with him?
Yeah, again, like I said, just really just simplifying my game, playing my role to the best of my ability, and just like getting as much sessions in as I can with Clay and Steph in terms of pick and roll so we can have that chemistry on the court to where it can just be just a 1-2 combo every time. Just be natural, so, yeah. I say, I mean, it's a lot of different ones, but I really say Kobe. Kobe Bryant got like one of the most notable quotes, best quotes, especially. I watched all the interviews that he did, and it's very inspirational to me. So, yeah. Oh, probably, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, really, just you can't go throughout life trying to impress other people. So just make sure you impress yourself and just stay uplifted, stay confident, and just make sure that you don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do because you can do anything that you put your mind to. So that's a fact.